And Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is condemning the International Criminal Court, a United Nations institution, after it issued an arrest warrant against him and also against Defense Minister Gallant and against what has been a Hamas leader who has reportedly been killed by Israel for war crimes, crimes against humanity in Gaza.
It is falsely accusing me, the democratically elected Prime Minister of the State of Israel, and Israel's former Defense Minister, Yoav Gallant, of deliberately targeting civilians. This when we do everything in our power to avoid civilian casualties.
The death toll, of course, in the Gaza Strip is now, it's now more than 44,000 people, many of them children, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry, which is run by Hamas. The U.S. does not recognize the authority of the ICC. President Joe Biden has called the arrest warrants against Israel's leaders outrageous. Joining us from Tel Aviv is NBC international correspondent Raf Sanchez. So, Raf, this will mean that, literally, Netanyahu, Gallant, and well, basically the two of them cannot go to certain European countries. How is the international community reacting to the ICC's decision?
So, Andrew, as you point out, the United States is really an outlier among the world's major democracies in that it is not a member of the International Criminal Court. So you're seeing both the White House and the incoming Trump administration united in rejecting these arrest warrants. But it is a very different atmosphere all around the rest of the world. 124 countries are members of the court, includes basically all of Western Europe, the UK, Australia, Canada. And what we've seen over the last 24 hours is countries putting out statements basically saying that they will carry out their obligations under the International Criminal Court's membership. Very few of these governments are explicitly saying if Netanyahu steps down at London Heathrow or Charles de Gaulle, that they will arrest him the moment he arrives. But what they are not saying is that he is welcome in their countries and that he would be free to travel. So that is a pretty extraordinary situation for the Prime Minister of Israel to be in, feeling that he cannot travel to basically all of Western Europe, to Canada, without fear of arrest. There is one glaring exception, which is interesting. Viktor Orban, the authoritarian Prime Minister of Hungary, sent Netanyahu a letter earlier today saying he is welcome in Hungary and that Orban guarantees his freedom of movement, that he will not be arrested if he comes there. Orban, something of a gadfly among NATO members, among members of the European Union, and now breaking with the International Criminal Court, even though Hungary is fully signed up to that. But we really are seeing, Andrea, Netanyahu has always thought of himself, as you know, as Israel's best diplomat, and his ability to travel around the world now and make the case for Israel very, very limited. We are seeing Israel's diplomatic horizon narrowing. The Israeli government canceled a trip by the Dutch foreign minister here next week in protest of the Dutch saying they will abide by these arrest warrants. Andrew?
Raf Sanchez, it's all extraordinary. Thank you.